Hey, what's up, everybody? Looky there. It's time for the full album challenge again. Let's go. I'm your
Yay!
host, Chili Burns. That is your other host, El Blasto. El Blasto, say hi to all the peeps.
Hey there, El Blasto here, nefarious overlord of the realm of Avalon.
Oh,
Just got back from an unwanted trip in my mind, and we'll get to that in a moment. So everything's going to be really psychedelic today, I feel. So um, yeah, we're doing the full
yeah.
album challenge here, and you guys know the drill if you've seen it before. You haven't. Basically, we listen to 3 different albums during the week, and depending on whether we make it through or not, depends or is equals up to whether or not they pass or fail. So um,
Yep. And we take it
that's
personally, too, if we fail, because we're pretty strong-willed when it comes to music. Like, I can listen to a whole bunch of stuff and, like, I'll fight through it just out of curiosity. Or if, we've all got that friend who says, oh, man, you got to check out this band. Oh, they're so great. Oh, man, yeah. And you've never heard of them before. Like, I'll go check it. I'll be the good friend. I'll go listen to them, and I'll give it a good shot. Like, if it's a recommendation from somebody, like I like to say, I'll give it a go, man. I'll give it a go. And I don't always make it through.
yeah,
Such is the case this week. And you know what? You brought up a good point too. I didn't when we mapped this episode out. I didn't really realize how psychedelic it was going to be. I kind of
right.
knew with the Pink Floyd thing, the Genesis thing. I didn't really foresee that, and Journey. I don't know. Like, I don't want to give it all away yet, but it kind of, yeah. When you said that, that kind of brought it home. Yeah, it was a kind of a rough week, man. Like mentally, it took a lot out of you mentally,
Yeah, it was
maybe physically.
definitely all psychedelic. And this week our theme was going with bands that had a different singer and apparently were completely different than what you would remember from the band.
Mhm.
So how they actually started out with different people and different influences apparently. So
Yeah, yeah. Like so we did Genesis when their lead singer was Peter Gabriel, which I think was a really interesting story arc all the way through, because Genesis with Peter Gabriel, they were fairly successful back then, but they didn't really hit it really big. Peter Gabriel left and did his own thing, and Phil Collins took over the lead role, and they made it really, really famous. And then Phil Collins went off and hit a whole new level of fame with his solo stuff.
yeah,
Like, he really brought it with his. And then Peter Gabriel too with Sledgehammer. The album "So" was huge.
yes.
So they both hit it. So that was kind of cool. Journey, we did their first album, cleverly titled Journey, before Steve
Right.
Perry joined the band. It was Greg Rowley, all the guy, well, not all the guys, but somebody went over to Santana and said, "Hey, you guys come here, form this band named Journey," and they did. And you brought up a good point pre-show of they looked at these guys and, let's showcase that you guys are great musicians, and we'll do this band called Journey. Everyone will love you. Everyone's gonna love you, baby. Come on, you're straight
Yeah.
musicians. So anyway, yeah, I thought that was interesting, but yeah, they didn't really hit it big until Steve Perry walked into the studio and cranked out his vocals.
Exactly, and totally different style, um, totally different sound, just crazy. So we might as
Yeah.
well start off with Journey. My take on it was that this was definitely just a showcase for the musicians themselves. Like you said, a lot of them are from Santana, and I think that the record execs were like, "Hey, let's kind of make this sort of beginning super group or whatever." And because you're all obviously really good, and that does shine through the album. I
Yeah, they said, you know what, you guys, get away from that Carlos Santana guy. He's a loser, baby. He's a loser. He's going nowhere, baby. That Carlos Santana, he's a nobody. Come on now.
yeah.
You guys are the real heart of the band. You, Greg, what's your name? Come on over, all you guys. Neil, come on over. Leave that Santana guy alone. What's he going to amount to? Nothing. Nothing.
What are we gonna call our band? Oh man, getting through LA or whatever, or San Francisco today was a journey.
Oh
Journey,
my
that's
God,
it,
baby, you're a
baby.
genius.
We got it.
Oh, that was great.
uh
So
so
what'd you think of the album, though?
I it was a success on my end.
Nice.
So it was definitely good. There's not much in the way of vocals. Um, Most of it is just it sounded to me kind of like an American version of Rush, just loosely. I think like prog rock, I want to say,
Yeah, yeah,
because
I got that vibe too.
there was no real short songs, and um it was every song was kind of a journey. See what
I
I
get
did
it.
there?
I get it. Wait a minute. What? I don't, man, I don't understand.
And but everybody's really good. The bass player, I always gravitate towards them, just to see what they're up to, and if they're a root note wizard. By the way, we have merch, everybody.
Merch link will be put here. Merch, buy
Yes,
the merch. It's fun. It's fun just to put for us to like put it together. You know, you always
yeah,
like fuck around with your friends and talk shit about this and about that. Oh, that'd be a great T-shirt. Well, fuckers, we're doing it. We're
yeah,
creating T-shirts and mugs and fucking tapestries and
yeah.
I don't know what else we got. What
Phone
else they make?
cases.
Phone cases.
Yeah,
Yeah, like yeah. All we need is like the remote controlled window coverings now, and then
yep.
we need like car
I'm
covers.
yeah, I'm gonna get a truck wrap.
Yeah, big raccoon in the trash can, truck wrap. Yeah.
Yeah, right on the hood.
Oh, that'd be pretty gangster. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But
Anyway, yeah, buy
yeah,
our merch, man. It's fun. Go ahead. What?
yeah, definitely not a root note wizard with the bass player.
Uh-huh.
A lot of everything fit together well. It wasn't like, man, this was a complete piece of crap. There's my cat Lilith. She's awake, boy.
Shit weasel, the girl.
Yep, little shit weasel. But I, I I enjoyed it, but it is not the journey that you have heard with Steve Perry at all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like not even close.
No, it's a different band. It's the same band, but it's just completely different. So, that was a takeaway from this week's stuff, was that, geez, these bands were something before they became popular. And
Yeah.
Genesis the same way, and Pink Floyd by 1,000.
Oh, night and fucking day,
Oh
dude.
my
Night
God.
and day. Yeah, yeah. So I listened to the Journey album and I dug it. I could definitely see why. So the lead singer here his name was Greg Rowley, and there's nothing wrong with his voice, you know. I thought his voice is all right,
No, that was
but there's
fine.
no like there's no real range to it. There's no real improvisation. But it did a lot of guys like that. They'll sound overly rehearsed, where they're just hitting the notes, hitting the spots, hitting the notes, hitting the rhythm. And he didn't really come across that way, but it seemed pretty clear to me that he could merely stay in tune, and it
Yeah.
didn't really have vocal chops. Not like Steve Perry will fucking blow you away. Like again, I've said this before. You don't have to like Journey, but Steve Perry's voice is very unique and great range, really, really good range.
Oh yeah.
So I could see why after the first like two or three Journey Sans Steve Perry albums didn't take off, why they said, okay, come on, baby, we got to get you a singer, baby. Greg, hey, we love you, baby. We got to get you a voice up here, huh?
Yeah.
And they got Steve Perry and it took off. But you're right, it was totally different after Steve Perry took over. Totally different. And I think there's a famous pair of songs. Sometimes rock groups will put out two songs at once, and they'll kind of go one after the other, and they'll get released that way. So Journey did "Feeling That Way" and "Anytime," and those two songs featured both Greg Rowley and Steve Perry in the vocals. And you might not remember the songs, but if you hear them, you will.
Yeah.
But the contrast from Greg Rowley's voice to Steve Perry in those two songs was a great introduction to Journey fans to go, whoa, who the fuck is this? That's a cool sound. When did Journey get this? And it woke up Journey fans to the next era of Steve Perry Journey. But on this album, I fought through it. Some songs kind of dragged for me; they were kind of boring, but it was a success. I got through the whole album, and I had to say it's only 7 songs, so that was kind of fortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. There was some mercy there.
Yeah, I got through it. It was good. Yeah, like I said, I always take notes. So I'm looking up my notes here. The third track, Kahutek, I guess that's how you say it,
hmm
was an instrumental, or it had a really rough instrumental start to it, and I started to think, oh man, are they going to lose me? And it kind of dragged on, but then it picked up. It was okay. And the song "To Play Some Music" has a really cool bass lick in it, like that goes either from the into the bridge or into a chorus. I couldn't tell in the song really, but it was cool. And like to your point, definitely not a root note wizard. That guy he was bringing it on the bass. I don't usually I don't pick up the bass as well as you do, obviously, because you're a pretty damn good bass player. I am not a bass player at all. But yeah, I picked that out in that song. It stood out in that song, which is pretty impressive. And
Uh,
yeah, I got through I got through the whole thing. It wasn't great, you know. It's all right. Good musicians, but
no,
yeah, I fucked it.
probably for me the most enjoyable of the three. Definitely, um,
Yeah.
of the two that I liked. Um,
Spoiler alert.
so
Yeah.
yeah, this is foreshadowing. There's something definitely wrong with one of them. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I would say there's something significantly wrong with two of them. But yeah, definitely with your experience with one. Why don't we go now? So we got Journey without Steve Perry. We still gave him a pass. We both so they went for two for two. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend the album to anyone,
yeah,
but Journey fans, it'd be kind of cool for hey, you Journey fans who know Steve Perry. If you don't know this version of Journey, it's cool to see that evolution of what they started with to how they ended because it's two
actually,
completely different bands.
there was something I was thinking while I was listening to that one that struck a chord with me. It was like the next motherfucker that I hear say that Operation Mindcrime by Queensryche is just so goddamn awesome. I'm gonna be like, have you heard Journey's first album? Because that's a prog rock masterpiece too.
That mean, oh, damn it, we always do this to ourselves. I when yeah when Queensryche the little blast from my past when Queensryche came out with their I guess it's a fucking hit Silent Lucidity that was just a blatant copy of Pink Floyd music.
Yeah,
I just thought, man, this sucks. And then I listened to other Queensryche stuff, and some of my friends were all trying to get into Queensryche. And you got to remember too, the '80s was an era where everyone was trying to find a cool band to listen to, like someone to be their favorite band, because there's a lot of shitty bands out in the '80s.
yeah,
So a lot of us gravitated to stuff in the '60s and '70s, like Led Zeppelin, as I might have said it before. Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd are my three favorite bands. Bands in the '80s, I didn't really dig much of any of it. That's why I sought other decades for more stuff. People thought that Queensryche was so good, and I thought it was just so contrived and so full of effort to sound a certain way. Nothing was honest in their music. Sorry, Queensryche guys. I know you're huge fans of us, but that
yeah.
may not reciprocate.
Oh, we just broke their hearts, but
Yeah.
like their fans are the same ones that gravitated towards Dream Theater, which I never
Oh,
understood either because
everybody. Well, El Blasto just fell off the face of the earth. Hey, there you are.
yeah, it's my
That was
cat
fun.
fell off the face of the earth onto my keyboard and it went wacky.
Oh, Lilith.
So,
Poor Lilith. Bad
yeah.
kitty. Well, that's what she gets. But anyway, what we're talking about? Oh yeah, the Dream Theater thing. You see, we do this to ourselves in every episode. We
Yes, we
give
do.
ourselves more unwanted fucking ammunition or more unwanted targets, however you want to say it. Because now we just went through Queensryche and Dream Theater. Fuck, now we're gonna have to do like a what
Prog
do they call it?
rock.
Yeah, prog rock thespian metal.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, there's a dude I
Definitely.
used to work with, man. He found out that I like um Zach Wild, and I was going to see Black Label Society when they first started touring, and he liked them, and so he and I started talking about music, and he tried to sell me on Dream Theater, gave me one of their CDs, the full album, kids, and I tried listening to it, man, and I took it back to my like the next day. Oh, what'd you think? You listened to it already? I'm like, yeah, listen to some of it.
Yeah.
It's fucking exhausting listening to John Petrucci go through scale after scale and movement after and bar after bar. And I get it, dude. You know where every note is on the fretboard. I don't need to hear every single one in every single song. You
Exactly.
back away
And
from the frets.
their bass player had like a 12-string bass, you know.
It's like
It's
this
like a
eyes of a
fucking
grand piano.
washboard with strings on it,
Yeah,
like I can wash out my undies
yeah.
and then slap it to bass.
Right, is that a harp? No, no, that's a 98 string bass.
Yeah,
That's really cool, bro.
yeah, I thought it was an auto harp, but it's
Yeah,
actually a giant bass.
yeah. Oh my god, man. Yeah, the bottom string is like a fucking bridge cable. Top string
Yep.
is like a human hair. Oh god. Yeah, man. I told this guy Adam. I said, "Hey, man, I tried to listen to it, but it fucking wore me out, dude. Like they're so overly technical. Like I just I don't get it. I don't understand it, man. But
Yeah,
they're
I don't either.
very famous.
Yep. Yeah,
Whatever.
and like we say every time, if if we're saying an unpopular opinion, it's just because this is all subjective.
Yeah,
We're
like
not,
who you want, people.
yeah, we're not music scientists, and we're not you know history majors in music or anything like that. We just kind of say it how we see it, and that's the whole point. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so but second one that we've just got to get to that is if you heard, okay, if you put me somewhere and blindfolded me and put headphones on me and you played these three albums and you said, "Hey, these are popular bands. Can you tell who they are?"
Oh,
None of them I would get because, the Journey, I think of, by my city, by the bay,
ugh.
yeah. The Steve the Steve Perry stuff, but everybody knows that. But have I heard the early stuff without him? Absolutely not. Would I have known? No,
Right.
no. Like absolute no. There's just no way that I would have guessed that it was Journey, so
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. There's no way to equate this album with anything Steve Perry ever did. It is indecipherable from the Journey that you Journey fans know. Totally indecipherable.
yeah. Uh and so much so with the next one we'll get to here because I just got to get it out of our way so I never have to think about it again. Is Pink Floyd, and everybody knows Pink Floyd, The
I've
Wall.
got the bike. You can ride it. Oh, sorry, I foreshadowed. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I spoiled the whole thing. Gosh,
Oh, and I
damn it,
kind of
son of a
wished
bitch.
that See Emily Play was on this one because that's probably the only song that I have ever heard with Syd Barrett that was worth half a shit.
That was a song.
Uh,
Yeah.
was See Emily Play, See Emily Play. It was I think that might have been from Adam Hart Mother or something like that. I'm not sure, um, but we did Piper at the Gates of Dawn by Pink Floyd. And everybody knows Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, The Wall, Wish You Were Here. And, I'm even
Animals.
wearing my Animals
Yeah.
shirt today. I didn't even think about it today, but we did Piper at the Gates of Dawn, which was one of their first albums. And it has the uninfamous but infamous Syd Barrett as part of the creative force of the group, maybe the major creative force of the
Yeah.
group,
The
because
primary at
after
that
he
point.
was
Yeah.
gone, they completely changed their sound. Absolutely changed their sound. This album was like, hey baby, the Beatles, they went over to India and they did some acid or something like that. Came back all fruity and they're doing the psychedelic thing. So what do you guys say? Let's crank it up 100 times. I swear to God, it was like a recording session with these would have been like, sir, sits in the corner of the green room, pissed his pants, and is using an invisible yo-yo. Roger's in the bathtub covered in fresh fruit and quoting poetry. Roy has climbed the tree out back and won't come down yet. And Mason is, quote, swimming in that glass of water right now. Then the manager just goes to the engineer, like, get the engineer to do a recording of a cuckoo clock, because that's what they requested. We'll call it a day. These boys are destined for greatness. Oh,
So
what
saith
a
the executives. So saith the executives.
so saith the managers and everybody like that. And for the first time, I'm gonna be completely honest. I had these on, and these are really good headphones. And I'm listening to the album. I made it to Interstellar Overdrive and failed because I literally got nauseous from this music.
Man.
I don't understand how this was popular in any way. shape, or form back in the day. I have no idea who greenlit this and said, "Oh, this is rock and roll, baby." This was a bunch of crazy shit. And it does remind me of my days of doing acid. And in that
I would think
regard,
so. Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense. But from Ari the Bastard, they probably got 20,000 micrograms of LSD and decided to make this album because it was just, and I remember it vaguely from being young because obviously I really love Pink Floyd. I got a Pink Floyd shirt, and it's just one of a couple. But it was just like, I think back then I was like, well, Pink Floyd had other stuff, and they always talk about Syd Barrett in their interviews about how much
And
they
their
miss
music
him, and
too. Their
yeah,
whole
and the
albums
music.
are about Syd Barrett.
Yes, absolutely. Like they dedicated a lot of their time to his memory.
Uh-huh.
So they were probably having a blast back with him, when they were in the acid was just flowing like wine, and they just made this shit, and it literally made me nauseous. I had to lay down for about 2 hours
Actually,
to
physically nauseous.
physically nauseous. Yeah, I got cold
Oh,
sweat. It was like it was, I don't know if it awoke something in my brain or what was going on, but I had a
you
shitty
killed it,
time listening to this album. So
man.
I wouldn't suggest it for anybody because it's really not even music. It's just a bunch of weird shit. Um, and you've probably got a better breakdown of it. So I'll turn it over to you. What did you think of
You-
this thing?
First of all, let me just say, you see what we do for you people? You see what we do? You see what we put ourselves through for you people? Now you guys don't
Yeah,
have to listen to this shit. You've heard it all. Pretty much. You don't have to listen to this. I fucking dare you, listener. Go ahead. I dare you. But I will say, so Piper at the Gates of Dawn, pre David. So backing up, I love Pink Floyd. They are, in my mind, one of the. If it was Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd, I'd have a hard time choosing the best of all time. Especially the Pink Floyd that we all know, with Roger Waters and David Gilmour. Even their
yeah,
last album, the Final Cut, which I thought was really, really good. I won't go into the whole thing, but it's not. It wasn't a popular album. It was After the Wall. Anyway, good album. But all that stuff with Roger Waters and David Gilmour, I love. There's nothing in any of the albums that I really. The only ones that I really can't listen to anymore are the ones that have been killed by the fucking radio. Like Money, I can't listen to that song anymore.
oh
I just
yeah,
can't anymore. And part
yeah,
of that, Another Brick in the Wall. That's what kind of turned me off with the Hollywood Vampires we talked about. They did a mashup of Alice Cooper's "School's Out" and Another Brick in the Wall. Hey, teacher, leave them to get some. I get it, Alice, real
yeah.
clever. But that song, it's worn out. Regardless, great. So then we go back to this. This is Syd Barrett's in charge, and David Gilmour isn't there yet. So it's like two strikes against out of the gates. And then it's the psychedelic era. Everyone's experimenting with LSD and acid, blah, 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 and doing all the drugs they can get their fucking hands on. I get it. So I listened to this album trying to keep the era in mind, just like I did with the 80s stuff last week, the Rick Springfield stuff. I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna get these cheesy riffs and cheesy keyboards. So I put myself in that mindset of, okay, psychedelic rock, go. And the first song, Astronomy Domain, is pretty good. Cool song. Second song, Lucifer Sam, really cool. It's got that real cool spy movie riff in it. It's like a Timu James Bond riff, like
Yeah,
Agent 0077 James Blonde.
yeah,
It's his theme song. But I thought that's still a cool song. And I remember that too. My friend Eric bought this album way back in the day. We tried listening to it, didn't get through it then. And I think we got through like 3 songs. We had to, go to work, whatever. But the other stuff, like there's just so many elements in these songs that Syd Barrett created where it's just, what are you thinking? Clearly such a drug addict. In what is it? I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes. Matilda Mother, the third song of the album. I recognize that song a little bit, and I thought, oh, have I heard this? And then it gets to this part where he goes, waiting! And I can't even go to like super shrill. And I go, oh, I fucking remember this song now. This is stupid. But I got through it because it's a pretty short song. And then Flaming, the fourth song, had just nonsensical lyrics in it. And then I wrote something down. It was Eider Down, yippee! What? What's Eider Down? Maybe it's some town, but yippee? All right, man, whatever. And then The cuckoo, that's the song that had the cuckoo clock in it, which is
Yeah.
very fitting because
Oh
clearly,
yeah.
not to state an obvious joke, but cuckoo is very fitting in this album. And then lazing in the foggy dew, and that happens before he's sitting on a unicorn.
Yeah.
All right, Syd. All right, Syd. I get it. And then there's a song written by Roger Waters where he does this cool like bird shriek at the beginning of it. Like, oh, all right, that's great. So, but then your pièce de résistance was Interstellar Overdrive, and
Oh
I didn't have the same reaction. You now, so going on to your point of nausea, I've had that reaction like when I'm playing first person point of view video games.
yeah.
I can only play them for so long because I get motion sickness
Yeah.
and I got to back away and I get those cold sweats. But I've never gotten it from listening to music. But this was like a trip from this song seemed like it was a psychedelic trip from history of mankind to outer space and the evolution of man and all these sound effects and the way Syd Barrett pings his guitar, ping over and over like a fucking like a button on a spaceship.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh my God, dude, it was maddening. So what got me through this song was I was so busy doing something else. I was listening to it, but it's like you shredding zucchini to fucking Taylor Swift. That's got to be a T-shirt too. Taylor Swift album covered in zucchini shreds. Anyway,
Shredding
it's,
to Taylor.
yeah, Taylor Swift shreds zucchini. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I was busy doing something on my computer, and I had it playing on Spotify. But I was so into this, and it was like time. I had to do it right now, and it's like I had this going in my ear, like, fuck, man, shut up, you guys. But I didn't have time to go there and turn it off. So I keep working, working, working. And then it gets to some other stupid noise sound effect. But God, it made me fucking crazy. Made me fucking crazy. And then I went to check and I was saying in my head, I got to gong this. I got to go. Like, I can't do this. But I went and checked and I'd finally gotten to the point where there was like 20 seconds left. Oh, holy shit. Because it's a long song. I forget. It's like 11 minutes or 15, something like that. It's
It's
unreal, and
brutal.
it's all for you fucking bullshit wannabe psychedelic hippies who weren't teenagers or early 20s in the late 60s. Fuck you guys, man. There's no way you're there's no way you're listening to this and enjoying it. I looked, and out of all the songs on here, this one had the second most listens to on Spotify. 20 million listeners to this fucking song of noise that made you nauseous. Give me a break, people. Like, just I don't know what people are trying to prove to themselves,
I
but
mean,
maybe they should do a full album challenge on their own, fuckers.
I had it on high, like it was these headphones are really good and they cancel out all the noise around me and everything
Mm,
like that. So I'm completely immersed in what it was, but that was just it was too insane. It wasn't music. It was like you said, a bunch of
yeah,
sound effects with a bunch of just like noise
yeah,
going
like
on. Not white
analog.
noise, but
Yeah,
you
just
know,
totally analog sound effects that they figured. Oh, listen, if I do this on the guitar, it kind of sounds like a spaceship button. Ping! And if I do it rhythmically every 2.5 seconds, ping, ping, it'll drive everyone fucking mad. Yeah, kind of did. Yeah,
like
but,
the
all the
shiny red button.
look how I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't stand it.
So then it ends in bike, and I've heard that more than anything else on the
Yeah,
album. So I do remember that song. I didn't make it that far because I was
it
trying not to
sucks.
puke,
Yeah.
honestly. And it was the same thing that I get from first person shooters sometimes, but there's a game that both my boys like to play is called Sea of Thieves, and you're on a ship on the ocean, and boy, they really got it right
Oh,
because like I kept
yikes.
trying to play the game with them because I could play it just fine. It's just that all of a sudden I'd get this clammy sweat
Oh,
and
fuck,
I'd
I hate
just
that.
like feel rotten and I'd have to go lay down for, a good half an hour while this nausea goes away, and this overload of this album in my brain
Ugh.
triggered the same response. So, and it's like Mastodon, they one of their famous stories was Bran Daler. I think his little sister had a birthday party, and the band that they had before Mastodon, it was like a math metal kind of gent thing going on.
Mm.
Well, they played for her birthday party and she puked.
Puke
So,
to math bell. That's a T-shirt. I gotta write that down. Puking to like a little girl watching a gent band, like
yep.
just a little girl puking on them, and just a little caption math metal.
And I was kind of hoping that I would have puked because that would have been the ultimate. Just like,
Yeah,
oh my God, this is
yeah,
what I do for you people.
yeah. Talk about credibility, man. Holy shit, that's some serious cred. Puking to puking to whatever fucking song that was.
But
Ah, Interstellar Overdrive. Puking to
yeah,
Interstellar Overdrive.
yeah, it put me into Interstellar Overdrive right to the bed, and
Interstellar, Interstellar Overpuke.
yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
screw this Pink Floyd with Syd Barrett, and I know that I can get that their camaraderie was really good
Yeah,
between
yeah.
them. They really loved this guy, and unfortunately, for him, he had too much of the psychedelics, that
Uh-huh.
made him just go into recluse mode. He still made one or two albums on his
Yeah.
own. I don't dare listen to them
No, no.
now that I know
We'll
what
leave
the hell.
well enough alone with Syd Barrett. We've had quite enough of Syd Barrett. Yeah. If you
Yeah,
guys at home, the home challenge, the board game version for the home board game version features all the Syd Barrett albums. Go ahead. Go ahead, give it a shot.
yeah.
Home game.
Can I just go to jail and not pass go? I don't want to listen to any fucking Sid Barrett.
Well, you know what you missed out on though, I will say on this album? Because you got a gnome. Is your gnome still back there behind you?
Oh yeah,
What's his name
there he is,
again?
Sid.
Yeah,
His name
Sid.
is Sid.
Oh
Yeah,
fuck, dude. You don't even get it. See, the next song on the album is called The Gnome. Fucking
I
perfect. Yep.
missed it.
Sid the Gnome. So but it's that song, I almost gonged that song too, but it was slowed down from so I just got through Interstellar Overdrive. I'm fucking worn out. Fucking wearing me out, man.
Fucking wearing me out.
And then I get to the gnome and it's just a dun 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 some stupid sound. And I even wrote down this sounds like Paul McCartney could have fucking written this song.
Oh,
It sounds like a children's story, but yeah, the gnome's name is Grimble Grumble.
oh
Fucking
boy.
shut up. Yeah. The gnome is named Grimble Grumble. And it isn't it like uh, it just it names off so many like children's story, little stupid things, psychedelic children's story things. And I all I could think of is Paul McCartney wrote this on a trip, and I could picture like the Beatles animations. I could picture that in my head, like a whole music video of this, and it is talk about fucking nauseating, horrible. And and every other line ends with "Isn't it good?" I'm like, oh, that's ironic. No, because it's all shit. This is really really awful. But yeah, you missed out on the song called "The Gnome," and your gnome's fucking name is Sid. So,
That's
but still,
crazy.
I listened to it for you. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna revisit that one, even as tempting as it is, because I have a gnome, ting, named Sid.
I'm Sid. Yeah,
Uh, that is like, no, I can't do it. And
yeah,
yeah, like the imagery from like Walk Hard, where they did the yellow submarine
yeah,
animations, and then all of a
yeah.
sudden all these
Exactly.
middle fingers start
Yeah,
popping up all over. I had a bad thought.
yeah, yeah. Exactly how I pictured. Just a bunch of gnomes doing this and this and yeah, yeah. So, so the end of the album features the song "Bike," which I sang earlier, and I will never do again. I kind of promise, but it is one of the worst songs ever written. But it's so fun, like it's beyond what Kiss could ever dream up. I've got a bike. You can ride it if you like, and then like I would give it to you, but I can't because I borrowed it. Fucking what? And then he go and he's talking to a girl when he sings this, and then he moves in for the kill. Like you're the kind of girl that fits into my world. I would. What was the line? I'll give you anything, everything, if you want things.
If you want
Like
things.
what? Oh my god! And that's like the end of every verse, and they're all just so bad, dude. They're all just so awful. Oh my god, dude! I had to listen to that whole song because all the verses are just as stupid. They're all just as stupid. Yeah. You're the kind of girl, I'll give you anything, everything, if you want things. What
And
are you fucking talking about?
yeah, I'll give you anything if you want things. Like, for lack of a better term,
Yeah. How
Sid,
about that bike? Can you give me that bike? No, I borrowed the bike. I told you that already. Oh, well,
I
fuck you,
borrowed it
Sid.
from Harry the Boston. Well, he's in the clink.
Harry the Boston gave me that bike. Just lent it to me, though. I borrowed it. You can't have it. Fucking A, man.
I borrowed a bike.
Yeah, you fucking loser. Yeah. Hey, can I borrow your car? Fuck you. Can I borrow your bike? Yeah,
And
right. Go ahead.
I think the last known picture of Syd Barrett before he died, rest in peace, everybody
Yeah,
loved you. It was him with a bicycle right
I
outside
hope
of
so.
his home
I hope he was buried with the bike, that bike that he borrowed. I hope at least the guy that
probably.
let him borrow the bike was kind enough. You know what? You love the bike, so I'm gonna bury you with the bike. I take it all back. I'm sorry. Hey, Sid, I'm probably gonna go to hell for that. Sorry, Syd Barrett. No disrespect. Go ahead. What? Save me here.
Oh, well, if you go to his grave on a full moon night and you listen really intently, you can probably hear the fucking bell from it. Bring bring
Yeah.
bring bring.
I remember the cuckoo clock too.
Yeah, and what was funny about the cuckoo clock was that it was like everything else stopped, and then it was just cuckoo,
Yeah.
and then it went back to. It wasn't like the full cuckoo clock thing where it does it so many times,
Yeah. Yeah.
just once, and
Yeah.
it was all by itself, isolated, and it was just what?
The solo, dude. He played the cuckoo solo. You don't know he played the cuckoo too?
Which makes me think, time starts out on Dark Side of the Moon with like a whole room full of
All the
clocks,
clocks. Yeah.
and I'm sure that Roger Waters was just like, "Bring me in 200 clocks."
Yeah.
All right, baby, anything you want. You guys are hot.
None of them stinking cuckoo clocks either.
But they went from Syd Barrett madness, just absolute madness, and they had a sea change that was like tectonic movement away from what they were to still being kind of progressive and trippy and stuff like that, which is Pink Floyd. But then they came out with like metal, and they just got rid of all of the bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
psychedelic crap. It was still psychedelic in a way, like what was the.
The one I'm gonna chop you into little pieces. That one.
Yeah, there's that one, and then our favorite, Fearless.
Yeah, love that song.
Great,
Yeah.
great song. Everybody listen to that Pink Floyd Fearless. But what was it? What was the first and last song of metal was
There's one of these days. Echoes. Is that it?
Echoes?
Echoes.
Yes, Echoes Part 1 through 5, and then Part 6 through 11 or
Oh
some
yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
That
yeah.
was
I'm looking
psychedelic,
it up.
but
She's hearing. I'm looking it up online.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's that psychedelic was doable. It was actually a structured song, and I mean, it did have some weird spaces where there was just like that pinging noise, like
Yeah.
bing, like that for a while.
Oh, I got
Um,
a funny story about that too. Go ahead though.
oh, but they made psychedelic work finally that it was enjoyable to listen to. It was something
Yeah.
that if I was on acid, I wouldn't be freaking out if I heard it
Right.
instead
Right.
of
Right.
bunch of bizarre fucking parrot noises and cuckoo clocks and what's your
Fucking
story on that one?
spaceship buttons. So
Yeah.
yeah, so the song Metal. So this is back when we were in high school. So Eric had this old piece. I'm gonna put a picture of it up here because no one's ever seen this car before, I bet. He had this car. It was a Ford EXP. It was like a little 2-seat sports car built on the Escort base.
Okay.
Totally gutless turd. But it was cooler looking. It was kind of a neat looking car for back in the day. And he got in a wreck, so he fixed it, and he had to paint it again. So he painted it like bright Porsche red. So he called this car the Red Banshee, which is great.
Okay.
But we'd go to lunch in high school, and it was only 2 seats, and then the hatchback. Eric would drive, I'd be in the passenger seat, and our friend Paul would stuff his big ass in the back, and the speakers were back there. So Eric one day is playing metal, And that song, the song with a ping, I forget the name of the song. Anyway, that
It
song
was
is playing.
Echoes.
It was, yeah, part of Echoes. Yeah, yeah. And Paul's back there with his head like he's got a speaker here and a speaker here. And it's like, no, 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 ping, and the real loud, shrill ping. And back then it wasn't like subwoofers, it was just all treble. And so he's like,
Oh yeah.
ah. And so Eric thought it was funny. So Eric cranks up the volume, cranks up the treble. Poor Paul's eardrums are probably still split to this day. Ping! Over and over in the back of this fucking little car on the way to Burger King for lunch and get out and just be like half a day. He's like, oh my God, don't ever. Can I sit in the front seat? No, you can't sit. Get in the fucking back. Not sitting
Yeah,
back there.
because, Echoes in its entirety was probably at least 18 minutes of
Yeah,
music, and that ping noise goes on for at least 1 full minute,
yeah, it's
at least.
pretty ear splitting too. Pretty shrill.
Yeah, it's very uh but yeah, they turned psychedelic into something that was listenable. Obviously, and it was overnight. It was when they got David Gilmour, for as much of a wanker as he is. They I'm a total Roger Waters fan. There's two different camps in the Pink
Yeah,
Floyd
yeah,
universe. Uh ever since they kind of split up, and basically Roger Waters just left.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm not in the Gilmore tribe, because I thought that Momentary Lapse of Reason and Division Bell were not good.
No, very
And
radio hit worthy.
yeah, and very depressing. I mean, they turned the sadness up to 11, and it was just kind of like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm good, but uh
You talked about the psychedelic part of it too, and even when you look at Dark Side of the Moon, not to go on a whole Pink Floyd episode, but the psychedelic stuff on Dark Side of the Moon, it's really sound effectsy. Some of it is, and I can't name the track. On the Run, I think, maybe with all
yeah,
like the industrial sounds in the background and the creepy laughter. Oh, it's night and day from the psychedelic shit that was on the album that on Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Interstellar Overdrive, it's light years, no pun intended, light years away from that. Like it's so much better than that. And it's like I can listen to Dark Side of the Moon start to finish now, still to this day. And I get through the instrumental psychedelic ones, and I still like get taken away into that world that they're trying to put you in of like this is a terrifying little world of oh, just terrifying world. Why don't you sit in there for a while, see if you can hack it? And it's pretty trippy, man. But
it's
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 way better.
yeah, it's interesting in the way that, it actually fits together, where for some reason Piper at the Gates of Dawn was just random noises for a lot of it. It was just like, it almost seemed like it was improv. Like I said,
I think
right climbed down from the tree in the back, and Syd Barrett came in with his pee-pee pants. And they were all coherent enough to start recording, so they're just like, just do whatever you want, boys. This
yeah,
is
yeah.
psychedelic.
Yeah, I think it also had to do a lot with the fact that Syd Barrett was just not a good musician at all. And I don't know how
Right.
good Roger Waters was at that point either, because remember, this is what, 8 years before Dark Side of the Moon?
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. Again, music history. Fuck yourselves. Leave the comments. It's fine. But anyway, like maybe none of them were good musicians then, and they like if I've said this a lot. I equate. I'm going to bring in a weird reference here to Green Day of all bands. Like their first album, I think it's the first one, the first big one, Dookie. I always
Big
thought,
one,
fuck
yeah.
them guys. I don't dig. But then I listened to the album, like shit, that's a fucking really good album. I like almost all the songs on it. But it doesn't mean Billy Joe Armstrong's a great guitarist at that point.
Right.
And he just plays power chords over and over and over, and it's fine. Like it's still good music. But then later on in his career, like a friend of mine went to go see him live. This is probably 15 years ago too. He goes to see him live, and he said Billy Joe Armstrong played fucking Eruption on stage. Van Halen's Eruption, note for note. Like what? Billy Joe Armstrong? You sure you wouldn't saw Green Day? You didn't go see Yngwie Malmsteen or some nerd like that? He goes, no.
Yeah.
Billy Joe. I was like, wow. But my point of that is, if you make it as a musician early enough in your life to where you can quit your job and just play music all day, if that's what you and learn how to play your guitar or your bass or your keyboards or your drums or your fucking whatever, then you can become a really great musician a lot faster than someone who has to work for a living. So maybe
Yeah.
that's the case. Maybe they hit it big with this shit album we just subjected ourselves to. And that's how, Roger Waters became a stellar musician. I don't know. I don't know.
I
I'm just speculating. Could be.
I think it was just a matter of like, psychedelic rock was a thing. Like in the 60s, it was the hot thing, but bands like Jefferson Airplane
Yeah.
and stuff like that didn't make it like avant-garde crap. They made actual songs that had psychedelic
That's a
tendency
good point.
all over them, but they were still like songs that were memorable and like, oh, that was actually music. That's
You could still
great.
listen to the song without getting physically nauseous.
Yes, without getting physically sick. And I've never had this reaction before, but it was just like oh God.
That's pretty
So
epic, man. So on the scoreboard, then we'll put the Pink Floyd one to rest for now. You failed. I passed. I didn't think I was gonna pass either because I remembered some parts of it from earlier in my life. I didn't never listen to the whole thing, but I passed. And thank God the song "Bike" is funny to me. Anyway, I don't think it was funny
right.
to Sid. I think he really meant, I'll give you everything if you want things. Okay. How about a bike?
Everything.
Can you give me a bike? No, that's the one thing. Anyway, so you failed, I passed. Journey, we both passed. That brings us to Genesis, Selling England by the Pound, featuring Peter Gabriel as their lead vocalist.
Yeah.
So I think it was, wow, man, I should have looked at the year. Sorry, music historians. I think it's like 73, 74, something like that. Uh, anyway, what'd you think of
Uh
it? How'd you do?
74. Yeah, it was 74.
Hmm.
And that was interesting because this is another giant sea change from the Genesis that everybody knows,
Yeah,
which, had some major smash hits um when Phil Collins was
yeah,
singing. And he's got a really memorable voice. So does Peter Gabriel. And knowing this, see, uh, So was one of the big albums of my childhood, um,
yeah, yeah,
from Peter Gabriel. So it was like, and he's got a distinct voice too. And he's definitely very creative with music. So listening to Selling England by the Pound was like I could detect him being himself in it a lot, but it didn't either sound like So at all.
right,
So it
right. Like
was
not
it
even a
was
little bit.
no, not even close. But this was music that I think that like a high school theater coach would dream about. Like it was so theatrical. Like it was basically like this really just the music music was good. I gave it success. I listened to the whole
Nice.
thing and it was fine. It was nothing to write home about by any means. And if there was a popular song on it, I have no idea what it was because it
Yeah,
it didn't get any airplay here in America, that's for sure.
no.
But they were hailed as like really, creative and stuff, and I totally see that,
Oh yeah, I did
coming
too.
through. And I didn't look to see if uh, Phil Collins was the drummer on it. Whoever the drummer
Yeah, he
was
was.
pretty good.
Yeah, he was a drummer on it.
He was the drummer. Okay. So, and I think that I heard him on a harmony too.
Yeah, yeah, his voice
If
showed up a few times in there.
okay. So then I wasn't tripping from the Pink Floyd. Um,
You may have been doing that too, but Phil Collins
yeah,
was real.
yeah, and boy, he can really play the drums. And like you said earlier, like Billy Joe Armstrong, the king of like, up down strumming, was like he could surprise people. This is off topic of Genesis, but somebody posted a drum solo by Lars Ulrich, and he said
Yeah.
he's been playing us all this whole time because man, he actually played a really good solo, and I think he's one of the just most you know cookie cutter drummers in the world on a lot of the stuff. It's like especially when they became hard rock pop. But uh it was this solo, and it was this I kept looking at his face to be, is that really him? Does
Is
he know
that
how to play
AI?
like that? Yeah. Like man, he tore it up. it was going on. So that
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
big surprise. But Peter Gabriel went on to be himself, and for better or for worse, that was a good move for him. And then, like you said earlier, Phil Collins went on to be a superstar.
Oh man. Yeah, one of the
Of
biggest of the 80s. He's probably top, I'm going to hastily say top 5, top 10 at least of the 80s.
I would say so, yeah, because he had what No Jacket Required was pretty
Yeah.
much just a giant number one hit,
And
you
Face
know.
Value too is another. Hey, we'll put you, baby. You're a star. We'll put you on Miami Vice. How you like to wear the tweed suit and the little sockless sandals there, huh? We'll get you on a boat with the guys Crockett and Tubbs. How's that sound to you, huh? All right. Can you do a song for us, baby? All right,
Miami
we'll do it. You'll
Vice.
feel it in the air tonight,
Oh,
baby.
nice. And but
Oh
yeah,
man.
this was a good album. I gave it a success. It was fine. It was nothing, like I said, to write home about. It was just, and I don't remember anything being really distinct other than each song was definitely very British sounding. Especially the first one, and then one of them they mentioned Epping Woods, the Robin Hood song, that has references
Oh,
to
is that what that
Robin
was?
Hood.
Yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah, I didn't place that.
And Epping Woods is like, well, Epping is in complete upheaval right now in England because of their political problems. But
Right.
uh, I kept thinking, like, is he saying Epping? Because that's kind of apropos for, it must be an important place in
Yeah, I didn't
Britain.
piece
I
that
don't know.
together. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a good take
But
on that. So
what'd you think?
I so I thought that I thought it was very musically, like these guys are really good music. Phil Collins, I've always known is from just hearing it from other people that he's actually a really solid drummer,
Yeah.
and I know he's a good vocalist. Obviously, that obviously he can't. It goes without saying. Peter Gabriel, I've always liked too. I haven't liked everything he's done, but I dig that he always. I like that he's always had his own style. Like you can pick out a Peter Gabriel song, even his real poppy classic hits versus his other ones. Like you can, he sounds like nobody but Peter Gabriel, which I
Yeah.
think is great. And then Mike Rutherford on guitar, he's a solid guitarist too. They went on and did Mike and the Mechanics later on, which they had a radio hit, but wasn't a good.
Oh, yeah.
I forget the name of the song, but anyway, that's another challenge for another time. Mike Rutherford and Mike and the Mechanics.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so I thought this album sounded like it was like a mix between Jethro Tull, Rush, and Styx and Genesis, like all wrapped into one. Realizing it is Genesis, but it just because Jethro Tull's always had that kind of medieval. It's not just the flute; it's the rhythmic and it's the guitar work and
It's
the
it's a
rhythm in general.
Ren fair.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I kind of got that vibe quite a bit from this one, and I actually wrote down they even threw a flute in the first song. Wow, I didn't expect that because I was thinking before that it's kind of sound. I've listened to a lot of Jethro Tull, and I kind of got that Jethro Tull vibe. And then I heard the flute, I'm like, no way. So then I went and looked up. Did Ian Anderson, singer of Jethro Tull, the flute player too, which I can go on a diatribe about him too, which I won't now. But I go, did Ian Anderson perform with Genesis on the album, Selling England by the Pound? It turns out it's fucking Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel's playing the goddamn flute throughout this whole album. It's just him. It's like, wow,
Wow.
that's cool. So the true musician, if you can play the flute, apparently.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
that first song with "Dancing in the Moonlit Night," Knight, didn't get the clever title reference when I was listening to the song, but it was cool. But yeah, I thought too what you said about theater. It was very theatrical. Very, I could picture thespians at a Ren fair making me nauseous listening to
Yes.
this. And I've been
Yes.
to, man. Very quick side note, kids. I promise. My friends used to try to get me to go to Ren fairs. I'm like, I I actually took 3 years of drama in high school because it's an easy grade, and it was fun
Mm,
too. But I
yeah.
wasn't like I wasn't in the plays. I got the easy grade. Made a few friends and got out. But anyway, so my friends tried to get me to go to a Ren fair back in the day. I'm like, I'm not going to a Ren fair. I've spent enough time with thespians. I want none of that world. And I finally said, they got me a free ticket, and we drove like fucking 2.5 hours to go to this Ren Fair out in the foothills of Northern California in the middle of summer. It's like 9,000 degrees outside, dry, dusty. The trees are all half dead. A bunch of chunky thespian girls with the boobs all pushed up, and they're serving you meat and like, oh, this tastes great. And the turkey legs. And man, I'm like, when can we? And there's two girls I went with too. And I'm like, Lori, when can we go? Like, we just got here. We've been here 2 hours. Well, we drove 2.5 to get here. We got to drive home. Like, oh, we're just getting started. I'm like, fuck, you gotta be kidding. And I was trapped there all day, sweating my ass off. And people all dressed up in oh my God. I don't know how you people live in that world. The whole thespian Renaissance fair. God, that was nauseating. I did eat a giant turkey leg, and that's all I got out of it. That's the only positive I got. And it was probably covered in filth and dirt.
Yeah, and cat hair.
Cat, cat hair and fucking, crow feathers that fell out of the tree and pine needles and pollen. Here's a turkey leg coated in pollen. Here, enjoy this. Oh, wash it down with some nice warm meat on this nice hot day. Can I get some fucking water? No? This is before the days of bottled water, I think, but oh my God. Anyway, enough of the Ren Fairs. But so I guess that's apropos to what I'm saying. That like I don't really like when Jethro Tull gets really medieval-ish, I guess you'd say. Yeah. I kind of tune out. But Jethro Tull, like one of the greatest bands. I've seen them live 3 times. I've seen Ian Anderson solo once, and always a great show. Phenomenal musicians. But anyway, I digress again. I apologize. Back to Genesis, Selling England by the Pound. I got that Ren Fair vibe, so it kind of turned me off a little bit. But and then you know what I didn't like is they had like 2 or 3 songs, and they were like 9+ minutes long, and I got through the first one, and then there was another one that was the Battle of Epping Forest, 11 minutes and 43 goddamn seconds.
Yeah,
man, and it wasn't bad, but almost 12 minutes of it, man, it started to wear me out. But I fought through it. I even took a note. I should have gonged this one, but I was kept busy and couldn't get around to it. There were several points in the song where I would have gonged it, but I didn't get around to gonging it because I was busy working and stuff. And I got through that one.
Yeah, there was moments where they played heavy music. That surprised me too. Was that it was like heavy metal. It was really high tempo. Everything was loud and on 11. But it was just another moving part of a giant song.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Because you talk about bad musicians, Syd Barrett, and good musicians here. Interstellar Overdrive. It's a long song, psychedelic or not, trying to take you on a journey through time, like a Carl Sagan fucking documentary. Like Cosmos, The Birth of Man, the Starship Travel, But they were terrible musicians. Whereas these guys are good musicians, and they were doing the same thing. The Battle of Epping Forest. There's going to be moments of down, moments of up, moments of high energy, moments of low energy, moments of sad, moments of anger, moments of whatever. And they take you through all that musically in a really good way. And I forgot about that. There were some parts in that where like, this is pretty fucking heavy and rocking stuff.
Yeah.
And then it dissipated down into the next mood of whatever the part of the battle will be, I guess. But yeah, I think that's the difference is good musicians can do that. And bad ones just go, ping! Oh, it sounds like a spaceship button. Do it again.
They would go from like an Iron Maiden type of groove or tempo, and then boil it down to where you hear a fucking harpsichord.
Right.
Like, wow, that shifted gears real quick.
Yeah. And I think some of those changes are actually what got me through the song, because there are some parts of that song. Like I said, I should have gonged it several times, but then just as I was like, man, fuck this, and I grabbed the big hammer to turn, I hit my gong, and then I would switch into something else. Like, oh, wait a minute, what is this? I'll give it another chance. And I probably did that 5 times in the song. And then, I should mention too, the song before that, More Fool Me, featured your boy Phil Collins on lead vocals, which I thought that was a really good song. I like that one, not just because it was actually a good song. and it wasn't a fucking decade long.
Yeah.
And then I got to Cinema Show, 10 minutes and 48 seconds, and talk about fucking wearing me out. And then I had the high pitched like camera show or whatever it was in that song.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh man, I can't do this. I even took a note. I think I was telling you before, like that song. If anyone wants to listen to that song, Cinema Show by Genesis, it sounds just like it's written by Seth MacFarlane for Family Guy. Like I picture fucking Stewie and Peter Griffin singing the song together with the top hats and the whole routine of the canes
Yeah.
and them doing something nonsensical in the show. But it sounds to me like I should check the credits. Maybe it was written by Seth MacFarlane way back in '74. But it sounded
Well,
just like this is a mockery. This can't be real. But I finally had to hit the gong with that. It was just too long. I couldn't. I was like Roberto Duran. I couldn't answer the bell. No mas. Threw in the towel. That was it.
yep, that'll
So
happen.
I failed. I failed you, Genesis and Peter Gabriel. I failed you. I accuse myself. No, fuck that. I accuse you guys in your fucking 11-minute songs. It's your fault.
But that's perfectly okay because what they became after this nonsense, which is what I call Piper at the Gates of Dawn, is psychedelic nonsense. It was a full-on 2-hour course in, it wasn't 2 hours long, but if it was a seminar, it'd be definitely 2 or 3 hours with no break on psychedelic nonsense. Fucking
Followed
wearing
by
me
2
out.
hours of lying in bed with your hand in your head in your hand, trying not to puke.
Yeah, I had to do the whole just like turn my head on my pillow and just not move my eyeballs or anything because I was just like nausea. It was just I don't know what
I gave you
happened.
fucking vertigo. Fuck.
It's the deep state working in me. It's like a Clockwork Orange, when they
Yeah.
took his favorite song and made it to where it was unbearable for him to listen to.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
exactly what happened. So somehow I had my eyelids taped open with the little drops being put in, and they were playing that song. And from here till eternity, if I hear it, I'm gonna get sick and throw myself out of the fucking second floor window. Oh God!
You're gonna throw yourself out the fifth floor window of the Tortured Poets department in the corporate office or whatever it was.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'd
Throwback
rather
to,
listen to
so what was it,
Taylor
episode
Swift.
2? Throwback to episode 2 where we did Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I'd rather listen to her than Piper at the
Wow.
Gates of Dawn any day.
Wow.
So
God
yeah,
damn.
that's how shitty they are. And I'm wearing a Pink Floyd shirt.
Syd Barrett did give you vertigo, so that's pretty fucked up, Sid. Dude, I've had vertigo. That is the worst, by the way. But
oh man, it sucked. And I was down for 2 hours. Even Sweezel was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm sick."
oh my
This music made me sick. I can't believe that. It's
God.
just, I don't know.
If you got workman's comp from podcasts, we'll have to check with HR in the fifth floor Tortured Poets HR department.
Yep, I'm gonna have to check with HR about this because this is gonna require FMLA.
Yeah, I felt offended. I felt abused. I felt disturbed. It was an unsafe, unhealthy work environment. What's the phrase that HR uses? Hostile work environment.
Yeah, hostile work environment with microaggressions. Every note in that was a microaggression.
Oh, they weren't notes. Every noise.
Yeah. Fuck that album.
Yeah, that's the lawyer's defense. They weren't notes, Mr. Blasto. They were noises. You distinctly said notes.
So
Case
you're
dismissed.
lying.
You're back to work. Oh my God, man. Yeah, that was pretty rough. So Peter Gabriel led Genesis. I had to gong it. I couldn't take anymore. It was just too much. The thespians visited me in my head. Multiple long songs. I don't need them to be like 3 minutes or less, like a Rick Springfield album, for fuck's sake. But man, like I said, I can get through the long instrumentals, no problem on a lot of albums. But I couldn't do it, man. So you gave it a thumbs up. You got success with Genesis.
Yeah.
I actually thought they were really, like, I don't think it was bad music. I just couldn't do it anymore. That's all. I just couldn't do it anymore. It just fucking wore me out.
Fucking
So
wearing me out.
yeah, fuck it. But I do recommend that the audience check it out. Check it out. It's Dr.
Yeah,
Steve Poole.
Dr.
Check it out,
Steve Poole.
audience. See what you like. Yeah, you might like it. You might like the Genesis or whatever.
Genesis with Peter Drangus.
Prill Collins.
Yeah,
Prill Collinsman.
Bill Collins. Oh,
So that's what we got. So what's next in the world of, we talked about doing soundtracks last time. We talked about doing Ladies Night. We also talked about Halloween coming up. We also talked about Christmas, which we're not doing any Crimbus shit yet. Fuck
not
that.
yet.
As long as we can fuck that off, we'll fuck that off. Let me just say this real quick. For those of you keeping score at home, some of our audience, I know they know this about me already, the personal friends who listen. I hate Christmas music so much. There is not a single Christmas song that I like. And I don't know if it's the devil in me or what, but I despise all Christmas songs, and I don't know why. I think I'm alone in that, but there's not a single one I like. Man, I hate Christmas music so much.
Um, I've been tortured because, working in warehouses and other such unsavory environments. I will say that I don't care if my coworkers are listening or not. You know where you work, you know what's going on, and normally we just play the regular fucking radio. And for some reason, there's 106.5, I think, around here plays 24-hour Christmas music from Thanksgiving Day
Oh,
until New Year's.
New Year's.
Pure. Yes, till New Year's. They don't
Oh,
stop with the
fuck
fucking
that.
Christmas music, and it's all day, and it's modern, and it's classic, and it's just like, oh wow, man. And somebody will turn that fucking radio station on. I don't know if I always think, oh, haha, very funny, but
Yeah.
nobody's gonna turn it off. So okay, we're stuck.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
god.
torture.
Call in the fucking napalm strike on 106.5. Call in the fucking airstrike now.
But
Because you know
maybe
what? Fuck, dude. It's September, and we're gonna start the second Halloween's over. Here it comes. Here comes the Christmas. The moment, like November 1st, here comes the Christmas in all the stores. Fuck, that's just
Yeah.
dude. You know what? You and I also we talked off air about this, about doing like a podcast challenge, a full album challenge on the podcast of like grocery store bangers. Songs you hear in the grocery
Yeah.
store, you're just like, oh fuck.
Muzak. You remember
Yeah.
that? The elevator
yeah.
music channel?
Awful. But like, I forgot where I was going with that. God damn it. Oh, I'm so stupid.
Well, the
Oh,
stores.
when you walk in the store. Yeah, you walk in the store. I have a fantasy that I walk into the local grocery store during Christmas music time with a shotgun. I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just walking around, and every speaker I see above me, and I just walk down each aisle. I just waste every fucking speaker in the whole store, and I just walk. I don't hurt anyone. I don't hurt
Nope.
anyone. I just walk out of the store thinking, hey, you're welcome. I did
Yeah.
everybody a fucking favor.
Turn around and do a little curtsy.
You're welcome and scene. Yeah, walk out. Yeah.
But
go to the next store, do it again.
This could be a good one, because there are good groups who did Christmas albums that might actually be a perfect full album challenge episode, like Reverend Horton Heat. He did We Three Kings, and it's all Reverend Horton Heat doing Christmas-ish songs. I don't know if any of them are. I think they do Little Drummer Boy, and if it's with Scott Churilla, his drummer, I'm sure that would melt your brain with
it better be a mockery
awesomeness.
of the song, because if it's the actual song, oh my god, that's one of the worst ones of them all.
Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
Talk about nonsense. Fuck me to tears. Oh my god.
But and Squirrel Nut Zippers did a Christmas album, which might be interesting, with all the fruity, Piedmont blues, all in major chords.
Yeah. And then Brian Setzer does a whole Christmas. That's like his brand now, almost. Brian Setzer does Christmas stuff like almost exclusively now.
Yeah.
God, poor bastard. Fuck. That would suck. You know what? Although there is one that I've kind of been saving for this is Bob Dylan did a Christmas album, and I heard our good friends Jack Armstrong and Joe Getty did a bit on this too, where they listened to it, and they said it was the funniest fucking album they've ever heard in their lives, because you could tell like Bob Dylan just walked into the studio because they backed up the Brinks truck to him and just said, "Fine, here's all the money you wanted. Just do the fucking Christmas album." And he finally went, "Oh, you met my demands?" And he said he goes into the studio and he runs through a song in like, pa ra pa pa. Okay, next.
Ugh,
And
Bob
he goes,
Dylan.
"I hit a partridge in a pear tree. All right, next." And it's just him go through these songs like as fast as he can because he's like, "I can't believe I'm doing these fucking songs. God damn it. All the money in the world. I said my deal was all the money in the world, and you guys actually brought me all the money in the world. Fuck, now I gotta do it. Son of a bitch."
Beat
But
the
they said it was just
three-eyed
so
monkey
funny.
within an inch of his toaster oven life.
Yeah,
That's just
exactly.
forever now. When I hear
Uh,
anybody say Bob
uh,
Dylan, I'm going to think of Walk Hard, because that
yeah,
was the most amazing like copy of him
that was so
ever.
great. Yeah, that was great, man. That was so good. Three
Uh,
his
I
toaster
I
oven life.
I can't. Yeah, it's
Uh,
toaster oven life. I can't stand Bob Dylan. Oh my God, that's definitely a challenge. If there is like a really popular song or album by him, I'd be willing to listen. But from everything that I've ever heard, even everybody must get stoned, and
yeah, it's
you know,
kind of cliche.
yeah, but when he actually said what the album or what the song was about, it was just like, oh, this is like biblical, like
Right,
literally
right.
being stoned in the street to death.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm
that
looking
makes
up some Bob
sense.
Dylan stuff right now. Yeah.
But
There's
mostly I can't stand him. I'd rather listen to, what was it, the Wallflowers, his son, um,
yeah. Jacob Dylan, is that what his name was?
Jacob Dylan. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Like,
that was pretty good stuff. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't
So yeah,
mind that.
Bob Dylan. I'm not going to challenge you with the Bob Dylan album just yet. I'm going to do a little more research because I like Bob Dylan, and I bring him up as an example here all the time. Kids, you don't need to have a good voice if your lyrics are good enough. You can make it. You don't necessarily. I mean, a good voice doesn't hurt. You got to at least stay in tune, stay in key, which Bob Dylan does with his super
No.
nasally voice. Like I'm one to talk, but his lyrics, a lot of the songs he wrote and still writes, a lot of the songs he wrote are really, really brilliant lyrics. And again, it's subjective. It's my opinion, but I'm not alone in that. But the music is not always like stellar, kind of him and a guitar and a tambourine. Oh, that's a song actually I don't want to hear ever again. Is "Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man."
Oh
I
yeah.
do. But there's a lot of them that are really great. Like a Rolling Stone is great. There's so many. I won't go into it. I'll find a Bob Dylan album before we do the. Yeah, Christmas time. We'll have to do the Bob Dylan Christmas album, and
Okay. All right, then
we'll
that'll be
save
the
it.
Bob Dylan, because I don't want to have an overload on that ding-a-ling.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. That would be too much. I don't want to bury you in Bob Dylan.
'Cause I can't stand him. I don't like his voice, and I'm on the pavement thinking about the government. Shut up, hippie. Damn.
Shut up, hippie. You're ugly too. You walk away, and you're ugly, and you just walk away from him. Yeah. Anyway, I like. Yeah. Anyway, he's a good songwriter, but yeah, his voice. Yeah, he'll tell you. I'm sure. And my voice is not good. You sure you want me to? I could just write songs. We could find a vocalist. No, 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 Bob. No, come on, Bobby, baby. Get in the mic. Go step up to the mic. Let's just see how it goes, Bobby. Come on now. And he ends up
Yeah.
being a
Sing
superstar.
about that communism and all that hip stuff. Whatever.
Yes, on the road. Yeah, it's good shit. Good shit, man. So last time we talked about soundtracks and we talked about ladies night. Which one do you want to hit? Or did you have something else in mind? Because we didn't, kids, we're doing this on the fly. We didn't plan this part of the show.
Yeah, actually, we
Maybe we
usually
should
do
have.
this in our pre
Yeah.
show meeting, but we did
Yeah.
not actually come up with some, so we're gonna do this on the fly. If nothing else, I would like to listen to Concrete Blonde.
Oh, yeah.
I This is definitely, a deep deep dive
That's the
with.
What's Going On chicks, right?
No,
Is that them? Oh no,
no, that
that's
was,
Four Non Blondes.
yeah.
Oh,
This band had a better song,
I remember them.
called
I remember what they did though.
called Bloodletting, the vampire song.
Oh yeah.
And oh yeah, the album is called Bloodletting. That song is really good, but I've never
Huh.
listened to the rest of the album because it's a
Oh,
whole personal story about me and my first time at college in 1994. I met these two chicks, and they were very goth
I like where
at
this
the,
is going already. Go ahead.
like, man, they were very very uh very beautiful women, and they just like saw me standing outside, and they were like, "Hey, you want to come up?" I was like, I was
Like, no,
before
I
they
got
even,
a thing I got to do,
"Hey,
ladies. Sorry, I'm busy.
hey, you wanna?" I was already at their door. "Hey,
You want
I'm
to come
up.
up? You
I'm
want
up
to come
here.
up? I already came. Thanks.
Yep, I'm right here." And they introduced me to the song Bloodletting, and it is
Huh.
such a good song. Holy shit! But I have a feeling that the rest of the album might be crap because it was one of those one-off things, and they have a cool video for it and everything, but I've never heard another song by them.
What's the name of
So,
the album?
Bloodletting,
Oh, I thought there was a song. Okay, Bloodletting.
and that's the first
Bloodletting.
song, Bloodletting. So
Okay.
that might be interesting, and it could fall into ladies' night if you want to do that,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Let's do Ladies Night part 1 because there's so many to go through. There's so many.
yeah,
Man,
definitely,
there's a ton. Holy crap! Like I don't even know where to start with. So the other one I was thinking is all right. We'll do that Concrete Blonde Bloodletting.
right.
Now let's
Let
get
me get
on
my
to
notes.
some serious hit makers, at least for a while.
Okay.
We'll go with the Go-Go's. What's the album? Which album? Beauty and the Beat. See what they did there with the title? They're women, so Beauty and the Beat.
Wow.
Yeah, that features Our Lips Are Sealed. I think that was their first hit, which is a good song. It's a cool song. And then We Got the Beat. I think that's their biggest hit is We Got the Beat. That's a huge one.
But yeah, okay.
And there's a few. I don't know if there's more. Oh, wow, I'm looking at the song list now. Skid Marks on My Heart. That sounds gross. Anyway,
What?
yeah. I don't think they mean the type of skid marks that men usually joke about. Probably not. On your heart? Ew, weird fetish, Belinda.
Yeah, and then Motley Crue got it wrong when they covered it, and they called it "Kickstart My Heart."
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Nikki Sixx still being alive, by the way. Good job, Nikki Sixx. Way to not die with that getting your heart kick started. All right, I'm writing that down.
Right.
Go-Go's Beauty and the Beat. Beauty
Beauty and the
and the
Beat.
Beat. All right, do you have another one for Ladies Night? For Ladies Night
Uh,
Part 1, I should say. Because there's so many, man. I have a bunch of ideas, but I want to let you go. I want to let you
well,
find
I
one.
would say L7, or because they're a complete girl band, or Four Non Blondes, because I've really only heard the "I said hey, what's going on?" Like
Yeah.
everybody's heard that song about a million times. I just saw a band cover it, and a guy
Really?
was singing it, and it actually turned out really good, because he really he got into
Oh,
it, when she gets squirrely with it.
that'd
It
be
was
yeah.
like,
The she that
yeah,
Whoever that singer is, she's got a fantastic voice. Like that's
yeah,
a pretty rocking song. That like talk about singing at the top of your lungs. Holy shit, man.
yeah, that
So
whole yeah, 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 when she
yeah,
gets really
yep.
live with it, it's pretty good, pretty good.
So we got them. So Four Non Blondes. I was thinking, I'll let you decide. Four Non Blondes, um, or the Runaways, or Girls School. The Runaways featured. We talked about this before. Joan Jett and Lita Ford in the same band.
Oh, it
The
wasn't Pat
Runaways.
Nebitar?
No, Pat Nevitar wasn't in that one. Although that'd be a good challenge too. For those who keeping score. Yeah, we know it's Pat Benatar. Fucking shut up, okay? Nevitar. Just call it Pat
She's
Nevitar.
cool.
Just
It's a Beavis and Butthead reference.
yeah.
Come on, kids.
Yeah, and go watch. I love Fast Times at Ridgemont High too, and every girl in the high school looks just like Pat Benatar tits. Anyway, so we got the Runaways, not featuring Pat Nevitar, but featuring Joan Jett and Lita Ford. I think there's somebody else famous in that band too. Anyway, or Girls School, who was a a British all girl like hard rock metal-ish band, and they did some
Yep.
work with Motorhead too, as you and I both
Yeah.
talked about before. And we had a running joke in college where our roommate Bry, who loved metal, he was all about Slayer and Anthrax and Metallica and Cannibal Corpse and all this shit. We told him that whenever he misbehaved, we were going to buy him a girls' school T-shirt, make him wear it around campus. Back when we were in college. So if you don't so the main punishment was if you don't do whatever or if you fuck whatever up, you have to drink a 40 of Crazy Horse malt liquor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and if you fuck that up, you got to wear a girls school T-shirt all around campus for like a week straight.
Well, let's do girls' school
I do
because
girls. All right, yeah, that'll be
you
fun.
know, I I remember, what is it, Touch Me Touch Too Much or something by Motorhead, and Girls'
That's
School was a really good song.
not an AC/DC song. That's an AC/DC song. Touch too
It's like,
much.
Don't You Touch Me Baby because I'm shaking so much.
Oh, that's a different. Oh
Obviously
yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's a different one.
from all the meth.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. We got to pick an album though. We're doing this on the fly, kids. Fucking little watch and learn, kids. Watch and learn. Demolition. That looks pretty. I'm gonna go by album cover. Demolition looks stupid. Hit and Run. Oh, we're doing Hit and Run. It's got a picture of a big old Buick Riviera. Like I said, remember you ever seen the 1970? I think the boat tail Buick Riviera.
Yeah.
Got a picture of that on the cover. Hit and Run. All right, we're doing Hit and Run.
Hit and
Hit and
Run
Run,
by
baby.
Girls' School.
Yeah, Hit and Run by Girls School. All one word too, by the way. Girls School. One S. Girls School. Oh
Girls'
man.
School. Girls' School.
Girls School.
Girls' School. Girls' School. Girls' School. It's Girls' School.
Girls School. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, cool. So we got, what was it? Concrete Blonde, Bloodletting, The Go-Go's, Beauty and the Beat, Girls School, Hit and Run. Oh, that's gonna be savage. That's gonna be. Man, I hope we come away with some really kick-ass stuff. I hope the ladies don't let me down, damn it, like they have most of my life. I hope the ladies don't
Yeah.
let me down.
And we're not trying to do this because we know that they're going to suck. We don't know what is in store for us at all. We're not trying to pick on female bands, because they're going to suck. No,
No,
it's
no.
like they probably won't. I
Quite
have
the
no
opposite, actually.
idea. I
Yeah,
have
I'm
absolutely no idea.
no, no. I'm very optimistic. I've seen many female vocalists live that I was blown. I've seen I saw Etta James live. Man, talk about a voice. Holy shit. I saw Coco Taylor live. Talk about another believable voice. Anyway, I've seen a bunch at blues festivals and things like that. But I'm actually pretty geeked up to listen to the Go-Go's. I remember they had quite a few hits. Then Belinda Carlisle went and did her solo thing and was very successful with that. And she
Yeah.
went and got herself a, not to be sexist about it, but she went and, this is, again, the record executive's fault, kids, not my fault. But Belinda Carlisle was in the Go-Go. She was the front person for it, the lead singer. And then the executive said, hey, let's go solo, baby. She went solo. They got her a boob job. She went solo, showed off the cleavage in her videos, and made even more hits solo. So take with that what you will. Then I think she did something with George Harrison at some point too. I don't remember what that was, but anyway, man. Again, not being disparaging, I think I'm going to be pleasantly surprised by probably all three of these. I'm actually pretty excited to listen to the Go-Go's, to be honest with you, and
Yeah.
Concrete Blonde.
Yeah.
I don't know anything really from them.
Yeah, like I said, the Bloodletting is such a good song that I just thought of it the other day because I was thinking about back then, and I was like, oh, remember that song that they played all the time because they were super goth? And it was like, it's just the hook in it is so good. I could
Really?
sing that till the day I die. And it's
Huh.
just, it's so cool. It's such a, it mentions New Orleans. It's just so very gothic. And it's called the Vampire Song, and it really does remind you of a vampire without mentioning a vampire whatsoever. Or, well, it does, but it was so cool. But I've never heard the rest of the album. I've never thought to go and listen to it because back then I would have had to buy the CD.
Yeah. And those girls didn't play the whole album for you? They just played that song like on a loop?
Just that song, like they made like mix CDs, and
Oh yeah.
they were partying constantly
In
every
college?
single
What?
day. Yeah, like their
Crazy.
place was like this opium den of delights. You know, like, oh, what do you want today? LSD? You want some mushrooms?
Oh
You want some
wow.
peyote? We got everything. You know, we got a big bunch of booze. We got everything.
They'll give you everything if you want things.
And we got good music. Like they didn't play whole albums by
Yeah.
anybody.
Huh.
They would play like Nine Inch Nails. That's the first time that I ever heard of Marilyn Manson, because they went to see
Oh
Nine
shit.
Inch Nails, and Marilyn Manson was the opener when he
Wow.
was just Portrait of an American Family. He didn't have all of his other stupid
Yeah.
shit,
Oh, that would have been
so
cool.
it was those kind of people. So I learned a lot about music from them, and it was simply just by being in their environment,
Hmm.
listening to the ambient music. And I just remembered Bloodletting was one of my favorite songs that they had played. And I was like, can I hear
Wow.
that again? Oh yeah. Rewind. But I've never heard the rest of the album, and now I have streaming, so I can listen to it all I want.
Yep. And you will listen to it whether you want to or not.
Yeah, because now it's a challenge.
Yep.
So,
Now you got to do it.
yep,
All right. Concrete Blonde, Bloodletting, Go Go's, Beauty and the Beat, Girl School, Hit and Run.
hit
Man,
and run.
what I
All
wouldn't do
right.
to get my hands on a '73 Boat Tail Riviera, by the way. Anyway.
Oh,
Oh,
any classic car,
yeah.
man, they're so good.
Fantastic.
But
All right,
so
man. That's what we got for this upcoming episode. Everyone, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Text your buddies about us. Email your grandparents about us.
yeah,
They might
email
get it
your
too.
grandparents, and send us hate mail all you
Yep.
want, with all the fact checking you want to do, because we fuck everything up all the time. That's kind of our thing.
Yeah, we're good at
So
it.
it's like, history about the band. I don't give a shit.
No, no,
I'm just
no.
trying to get
My
through the
brain is
album.
full. No, my memory banks are full of other gratuitous music things that wouldn't be a challenge, and like baseball stats and movie quotes, and that's that's kind of what's hogged up the hard drive in my fat head. Whatever, my
All
analog
right.
fat head.
Yep.
So, all right, that's what we'll do. Yeah, and we're available on YouTube. We'll throw some shorts up there too, because our podcasts are like 1 to 2 hours long. And we're available on Spotify, the whole fucking thing. Listen to the whole fucking thing, people. And if not, we'll throw some shorts out there on Instagram, Full Album Challenge, YouTube at Full Album Challenge, blah blah blah. Have fun with that, and then go listen to
Yep.
the albums we're gonna listen to. Throw it in the comments. Let us know what you think about the albums. We could be totally wrong. And like Blasto missed out on the best song on the Pink Floyd album, Bike.
Oh man, my heart's broken.
Poor bastard. Yeah, now you gotta.
Shit.
Yeah, I'll sing it to you. Don't worry. We'll go off air and I'll sing it to you.
I've, I'm just
And I'll
gonna
give
have
you
to.
everything if you want things. Stupidest. That is the stupidest lyric, Syd. God dang it, Syd. Hey, you know what, though? The last note I'm going to say, things happen for a reason. And Syd Barrett losing his mind, without that, we don't have Pink Floyd as we know them today. We don't have Wish You Were Here. We don't have Dark Side of the Moon. We don't have that stuff. Probably Part of the Wall is inspired by that, too.
Yeah,
So
it
hey,
was.
God rest Syd Barrett's soul, man. For all the things you fucked up musically, you created even more that's even better than you ever
Oh
could have
yeah.
dreamed. So we'll take
Yeah,
the win, baby. We'll take the win.
that's a good point. But
Dark but good, I guess. Anyway,
all
all
right.
right, man. El Blasto, let's sign this off, shall we? Let's do it again.
All right. Next, we've got ladies' night going on, so we're gonna have some fun, and then after that, we'll be getting close to Halloween, and
Foreshadowing.
so on. So the whole holidays. Shit.
Oh boy, I can't wait to listen to holiday music with Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
All right, audience, go do your thing. Get back to fucking work, would you? We'll talk to you guys next time on the episode of the Full Album Challenge. Bye, kids.
Adios.